What's up, family? This is Donovan Green from Ride Fit Nation. Welcome to the channel. This is where we talk about motorcycle, we talk about lifestyle, fitness, exercise, nutrition, mindset, motivation, staying in the game so we don't fall apart. Now, I know a lot of you guys are used to seeing hardcore stuff on bikes and guys trying to be all rough and rugged or maybe DIYs and look at what I did to my bike. You get a lot of that on this channel too, but not just that. All right, you're not gonna get the hardcore stuff though. You're gonna get the fun, energetic, positive mindset, spiritual level, base brother, who, what the hell did I say, brother, who is here to give his light, to share his light. That's it. So today, I want to talk to my new riders and my seasoned riders about group riding and all the other things that I feel like needs to be addressed. You know, when I talk about stuff like this, I feel compelled to talk to a lot of new riders because right now, let's face it, we're in a season. It's fall, winter, it's getting cold. A lot of people's not riding. They don't have the energy to ride. They don't have the love. They don't have the want. Like, you know, summertime, it's nice outside. But right now, I promise you, is the best time to ride. Well, depending on where you are, I'm in Georgia, right? So we're getting 30 degrees, 40 degrees. If you're in New York or Boston, you're getting probably like 20 plus degrees in the wintertime. It's freezing, I get it. But the heat gear, heat gloves, heat liners for the jackets, heat pants liners for your pants, socks. Get your heat gear. I promise you, you'll be able to ride. Your bike performs better in the fall. Your bike performs better when the weather is cooler because this bike is air cooled. It does not perform at its best in a hot summer day. So even though this is not what the video is about today, I just want to throw that out there. A lot of y'all ain't riding. Get your gear and start riding. Go on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, freaking let it go, eBay, whatever, and order your stuff. You can buy them secondhand or buy them brand new, depending on your budget. There's always a way to find. I bought my stuff secondhand, and it works perfectly, okay? Now, let's get to it. Group riding. I made a video about group riding before. And this one, I want to talk about other things that I see and things that I've experienced. And feel free to leave it in the comments if you have seen this and experienced this, all right? I'm gonna talk about a couple of things. Number one, when you're riding with a group, you always check your back first. When you're riding with a group, if you're riding with 5 guys, 10 guys, 50 guys, 100 guys, it doesn't matter. Every man is for themselves until they are in a straight line, okay? Remember that. Every man is for themselves. This is my rule. Until they're in a straight line. When turns are being had, nobody is turning for nobody, right? In other words, make sure you check your right, you check your left, you check everything. I had a brother tell me the other day that he almost got wiped out of his bike because everybody was making that turn and he came out and the car almost cracked into him. Could have lost his life, lost his leg, lost the arm, whatever, or maybe nothing could have happened. Maybe he would have been just fine. We don't know. But when you are riding with a group, let the group do what they're doing. If they're going into the left lane, don't just go in the left lane because the next man's in the left lane. Look, use your mirrors, use your head, turn, see what's coming so you can make sure that you are safe, okay? Because if you get whacked off that bike, everybody's gonna be looking like, damn, bro, I'm sorry that happened to you. Yeah, ride your ride. You feel me? Like, make sure you're safe. Another thing is when you're in a group, you know, group riding has its pluses, but it has a lot of negatives. I'm promising you this. To me, there's more negatives that I could find more negative things to talk about in group riding than me talking about positive things in group riding. There's a little things in group riding, not a lot that's positive, okay? Mostly negative if you don't know what you're doing. Another thing I witnessed was everybody, when you're riding, make sure you get the address of where you're going. That's a plus, right? And if something happens, let's say a guy's bike shut down and you decide to stop and hang out with this person until they get the bike started back up or until they get towed, whatever, at least you know where the rest of the guys are. Have the address prepared. However, I've seen a guy get to the point to where he's not leading the pack, but he's putting on indicators and all these things way ahead of time as if he's leading the pack. And he's getting mad because the guy in the leader is going straight when the indicator is saying to make a left. Now keep in mind, every indicator, navigation system is different. You might be using Waze, the next man might be using Google Maps, the next man might be using the iPhone, the Apple map, whatever the heck that is. Everybody's navigation is different. But once you plug in an address, it will take you to the same destination. One might get you there a little bit faster than the other. So if you're in the back and you have your navigation, please do not, I repeat, do not Put on your indicators ahead of time before the guy in the front that's leading the pack. Okay, because you will knock everybody else off track, which can cause an accident. Because when people see the indicators going on, they're going to assume that you're about to make that left, and they will probably keep on going straight and crash into you. Okay, let the guy in the front lead. Let the guy in the front do what needs to be done, and that's it. All right. And now, speaking of the guy being in the front, the next thing is, if you're leading the pack and you make a mistake, let's say you were supposed to make a left turn, but you kept on going straight. Remember, the navigation is going to always remap. It's going to reroute you to bring you back on track. It's no big deal. No biggie. So don't feel bad about it. Don't feel embarrassed about it. I make wrong turns too. Like, I'm riding past the turn, cut through a gas station. Everybody had to follow me. Guess what? It took us back out safely. As long as you get to where you got to go safely, that's what matters. Another thing when it comes to group riding is this: when you are group riding and you are you're in your zone, and you are behind the leader, you're the second bike behind the leader. The leader should not be, if you ride stagnated, the leader should be in the middle. I don't care what nobody say. The guy who's leading the pack should be in the middle, and everybody else should find their formation. Okay? Because when you are riding second, your job is to give the guy enough room that's in the front to make turns. If there's a turn coming up and maybe it's faster than you thought about it, give enough room, that way the indicator can go on. Everybody have the opportunity to know, hey, we're about to make this turn real quick. But if you're up on this guy, you're going to cause an accident. So do not. I mean, I've seen it. We've had a time where we lost the exit. We had to almost pass the exit because one guy was tailing the leader too close and there was no way to get over. So always give yourself room for error. For me, I'm not really into like tandem riding, or when you ride real tight, you know, where your front tire is literally on the back tire of your partner, right? I want you to give me enough room. If there's a pothole, I don't want to go over the pothole because I'm afraid to rip over towards the right because I'm going to crash into you, right? Give enough room for error. You're on a motorcycle. You're not in a car. That's why the lanes are wide enough to support the width of your vehicle. Your motorcycle hits a bump, a pothole, it can send you flying, it can destroy your rims, or even worse, you fall, the next man behind you fall, and you move it at such a fast pace, everybody might get hit, except the dude in the back, because you have time to see what's happening. See what I'm saying? Another thing too about riding in a group, remember to ride your ride. Ride your ride, okay? If you know that everybody's being sporadic, like if everybody's trying to be heroes in the club, like I can't stand when guys in a group try to be the heroes. Keep in your lane. Stay in your lane, okay? Don't cut over in front of everybody because nobody knows what the hell you are doing. If there's no sit down, there's no organization, there's nothing whatsoever. Don't cut in front of me. Do not cut around me. If I'm leading, don't yell at me in the back, because if you're yelling at me in the back, I'm thinking something is wrong, right? So there's all these little things of egos. Shut off the ego. Shut it off. Click. Clap off and clap on. Shut it off, all right? Because ego gets you killed. Now, if you are with a group and everything seems sporadic, remember what I said about getting the address, right? There's nothing wrong with meeting them later. Pull off. Tell them, yo, y'all idiots go, and I will stay back, and I'll get to where I gotta go by my damn self. I don't need to ride with a bunch of people, okay? I'm gonna tell you, even though I ride in a group, I don't like riding in groups. I like riding by myself. I don't find myself shaky. I don't find my armpits sweaty because, you spend so much time worried about so much that can go wrong. And that's the kind of rider that I am. I don't put negative in the world, but the way I ride is I always see in my brain possibilities of accidents, right? When I'm riding by myself, I say, okay, that truck is going to go to the left. I have enough room to still go over towards that yellow line. If these cars come up to me and I'm sandwiched in between that, I'm either going to slow down or I'm going to speed up. Chances are I'm going to slow down, because if I speed up, the human brain is going to speed up too. They're going to think that you're trying to race them. So there's a lot of scientific things and psychological things that you should learn when you're riding. You need to be defensive and offensive. You need to learn how to maneuver the road, right? When you're in that group setting, you're controlled in a setting. It's like you're trapped in a way. Let me tell you. So barbells, If you don't know what a barbell is, it's a long bar that weights go on, and you can bench press, curl, shoulder press, whatever. Those barbells keep you trapped, right, in just one range of motion. Whereas if we use dumbbells, you have left and right. You can work left and right, okay? That is unified into what's called bilateral versus unilateral. Unilateral, you're just working at one plane of motion, but unilateral is working singular. You're going left and right. You're going uni one at a time. With bilateral, you're working together, right? Well, when I'm riding by myself, I am unilateral. I'm literally single, being able to do what I got to do. When I'm riding in a group, it's like I'm bilateral, like I'm trapped into that one plane of motion like the barbell. There's no room for error. There's no room to engage. There's nothing, right? So when you're riding your bike with a group, there is a lot of things to be responsible for. There's a lot of things to think about, which can sometimes make your ride not as fun. And when you're trying to get someplace and everybody is in a hurry, right? Because my 70 and my 80, here's another thing. Speeding. Forget what I was going to say. Yeah, no, I'm going to connect it. Speeding. When you're speeding, everybody has a mindset of what speeding is, okay? On the 20 here is 70 miles an hour. Sometimes I'm 5 miles over the speed limit. Sometimes I'm 10 miles over the speed limit. Can I get a ticket? Of course, I know I can. But for me, between 70 and 80, I'm comfortable night and daytime, right? There's a brother that I ride with that complains about that being too fast in the nighttime. Who am I to disagree? Who am I to agree? I asked him, so what's fast? What's considered to be slow enough for you? He said speed limit, which is 70 miles an hour. Okay, now let's be real. 70 miles an hour and 80 miles an hour, they're both really fast. They're ridiculously fast. So 10 miles difference isn't that much faster. That's my own psychological mental breakdown, right? But am I right or wrong? No, it doesn't matter. It's based on what that man thinks. Now that man, I'll give you what I thought. Now that man could go and decide, you know what, I don't want to ride with D because he's moving at 75 or 80 and I'm comfortable with 70. He can stay back and do what he got to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, so none of us is perfect. I'm giving you little things that I've done that I know that I need to fine tune for myself, or maybe I don't need to fine tune it. But if I'm riding with people, I have to remember who I'm riding with, and I have to be willing to compromise and come to a proper conclusion and make the decision that's going to be safe for everyone. Now, the brother who told me that is not experienced in night riding as I am. And he told me he's not as experienced. So I have to respect that. You see what I'm saying? So when you group riding, just remember, there's a lot out there. There's a lot that could happen. There's a lot of things that can be detrimental to your health, right? But let's face the facts. It's beautiful to hear all the bikes, man. It's gorgeous. When you hear the engines and you hear the stuff just revving and rumbles and it's coming down that block and you see like 5, 10, 15, 20. Ooh, that's the part that I love, man. When you just gutting down that road, boy, and it's like beautiful. You feel me? You got a group of people that's collectively gathering together and saying, hey, let's go and do something dangerous as hell, like get on our bikes and ride. When you think about it, it's kind of psychotic, right? It's kind of crazy to know that your motorcycle can be the thing to knock you off and destroy your life, right? But we still do it. It's like going to the gym and working out. Hey, the weights can crash on your freaking head. You go into the airport, you go on the plane all comfortable, the plane can crash. You go in your car. There's so many different things we could put out there, but why feed into the negativity? The power and the energy that this machine brings to me, this thing is my therapy. You feel me? This makes my heart feel good. Don't get me wrong. My kids, my wife, my dog, my mom, my brother, my sister, my friends, hey, you know, what can I say? My peoples, they made me feel good. But it's not as good as this right here. This is a different kind of good. Okay? This is good. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that. But this is my drink. This is my drugs. This is every damn thing. Shucks. All right, enough ranting. Hopefully, you understand what I'm saying. Leave in the comments. Let me know if I said anything that you could relate to or you're guilty of any of these. There's a lot more that I could talk about, but That's pretty much it. And I'm not trying to scare y'all if you're new riders. I'm giving it real talk so you can be more aware, so you can be a much stronger rider and a much better rider. Feel what I'm saying? All right, I'm out of here. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, share the video. We need to see this channel grow. Right now, I think we're at 918 subscribers, I believe. Let's get that thing up to 1,000. All right, I'm out. Peace.